What's approaching the supreme moment? Reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead.
What's good? So I realize I haven't done a showcase with this unit, but since the timing is perfect, since the Super Saiyan Broly unit for the Dragon Ball Super movie came out, I decided to go ahead and do this since the movie boss category did get an improvement. And as you saw, I did go with the level 14 additional attack, level 12 critical for this unit. It seems to work out pretty well. He hits decent enough with the 90% passive to attack active, so I went with the 14-12 method, and he does pretty well. So let's go ahead and talk about the stats real quick. This is, again, the Extreme Agility Full Power Bojack unit. Leader skills, agility, and intelligence. Type Ki +2, attack and defense increase of 50%. Super attack is going to cause supreme damage to enemy and also greatly lowers defense. Again, the passive skill will increase attack by 90% at the start of the turn. And then in terms of link skills, you're looking at the Hera clan, that's +2 Ki Galactic Warriors, 20% increase to attack big bad bosses, 25% increase to attack and defense when HP is 80% or below. Thirst for Conquest is another 15% increase to attack. Coward +1 Ki. Wall Standing Tall is attack increase of 15%, and Shattering the Limit is +2 Ki. This guy falls into quite a few categories: Resurrected Warriors, Movie Bosses, Full Power, and Time Travelers. So I mainly like running this guy on the Movie Bosses category team, and the good thing about the Super Saiyan Broly unit is it's a leader skill for both the Movie Bosses and Full Power. That gives you a little bit more versatility and selection process for units available. He does seem to do pretty well also on the Resurrected Warriors, but again, it's my personal preference to run him on the Movie Bosses / Full Power. So maxed out at Rainbow, you're looking at HP levels of 13,621, attack of 12,691, and defense is 10,436. 12 Ki Multiplier is 135%. So again, this guy is a pretty good unit overall. Again, I do like running this guy on the Movie Boss. I guess also incorporates fusion out with the Broly leaders, but from my own experience, the only drawback with this unit is key links. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult depending on how you build a team. And just to throw this out there, because I know I'll get comments about this, I don't have LR Bojack, so that's why he's not included on any of the team setups within this showcase. I understand that this Full Power Bojack would link well with the LR Bojack unit, but I don't have that unit, so leave it be in the comment section. All right, that is pretty much the reason why. But even if you're missing LR Bojack, he is going to link pretty good with the rest of the team. I mean, at the very least, Thirst for Conquest is always going to be active. Most of the units, in terms of villain types units, are going to have that link skill. That's at least 15%. Big bad bosses, when HP is 80% or below, that'll activate. A lot of these villain type units have that. Shattering the Limit can vary depending on what units have what. A lot of the units, the stronger units in particular, have Fierce Battle, obviously, versus Shattering the Limit, so that could certainly be a little bit of an issue. But depending on how you build your team, especially in the Movie Bosses setup, it's not too bad. He'll most of the time be able to get a super attack within a couple of Ki, and this video pretty much projects that. And I built this team out specifically, for, I wouldn't say maximizing Bojack's showcase, but it's a realistic enough team to where it kind of mimics something I would typically run. So it's not overly customized. I would say the only unit that you would see on here that typically you wouldn't is probably the Agility Final Form Cooler unit. I included that unit because it is a pretty phenomenal unit in terms of supporting, and you can actually hit for pretty decent. Right now he's at SA1 with no dupe paths. I did unlock 2 dupe paths, but I haven't actually put in the potential orbs, and you'll see a difference halfway into the video, and I'll tell you when. But that unit is very good because you're looking at a 40% increase to attack and defense for agility type units. That is a pretty massive upgrade to the passive skill. It helps out, agility type units, like especially if you're running like a extreme agility movie boss team. You're looking at 150% leader skill stats from Turles, and then all the agility units within the rotation with Cooler are going to get that 40% attack and defense increase. So it adds up to a pretty substantial number, and it helps out a lot. And yeah, he's a great unit too. Like, he gets additionals with his super attack ability. So you're going to see a lot of differences in terms of the potential levels invested versus SA level 1, nothing invested. And you'll actually see that in the video, because halfway into it I stopped recording and I said, fuck it, I gotta give this guy Elder Kais and potential orbs. I've been stalling for way too long, so let's just go ahead and do it because he deserves it. And the Bojack unit, the level 14 additional attack seems to kick in frequently enough to where, again, this does depend on RNG, but it seems like it'll kick in frequently enough to where it's beneficial to give more toward additional attack than criticals. Again, this depends on your preference, but at the end of the day, it's pretty good in my opinion. And again, I did include this Golden Frieza unit from the story event. He does provide, you know, a 30% increase to attack for allies as part of the super, and then an additional 30% for movie boss category allies as well. It's attack and defense, I believe, so on top of a key boost. So a pretty good support unit for the movie boss category team too. I've done a showcase for him probably about a week ago, so if you missed out on that, definitely check the 100% potential playlist or check my channel out. I've got the showcase video on my channel for it. So this is when I finally decided to get into SA level 10 and also unlock the top left and bottom right paths. So he's got the level 11 additional attack and level 15 criticals. The only reason why I went with level 15 criticals is he pretty much has the built-in function to get additional attacks. So instead of going more toward the additional route, I went with the critical hits, just kind of maximize each attack potentially. So he's, as you saw, a pretty good unit, and definitely very useful. The only restriction is you can only pull him off the World Tournament banners, specifically the one with the previous World Tournament reward units. So that's probably the only drawback with that, but he's a great unit if you do have him. If you have a dupe or two, he's definitely worthwhile to have on either movie bosses, extreme agility, anything that he falls into. He's a pretty good unit for that. Alright, so big bad bosses should be active. You got Turles and the cooler unit providing support, so he definitely does get a pretty big boost here, and you definitely see the difference in terms of output potential. So again, a very solid unit, the Bojack unit, and he's not the greatest, and there's plenty of other units you would want to include on the movie boss or full power category team setup if you got better units. But if you don't, this is a pretty good unit to utilize. Again, he's a great linking buddy for the LR Bojack unit. Shares a lot of link skills. You're looking at the the Hera clan, that is a key boost along with Galactic Warriors. That's a 20% attack increase. So that is a pretty big link skill toward increasing attack. However, you can still run him like this, where you don't necessarily have to have LR Bojack to get the maximum potential for this unit. You know what I mean? Like, he can still do pretty well depending on the type of team build you go with. Again, this is you're looking at a 40% increase from Cooler and a 30% increase from Golden Frieza. Bojack's got Dokkan mode. Unfortunately, he doesn't have type advantage, but he should do pretty good here. It looks to be about 274,000 right now with the key meter filled up, and you can see right there with Cooler 215,000 attack potential. It's not even filled up all the way, so that kind of tells you this guy's pretty decent as well. Looks to be, I think it was about 2.4 million in damage with the critical, so definitely a very decent number overall. I think what helps him is that attack increase of 90% at the start of turn from his passive skill. If he had a lesser amount, it would definitely be less than a million potentially. So the fact that he's able to hit for well, not hit, but potentially have over 1 million in the attack stat is definitely pretty nice. Granted, he is getting support from units like the cooler unit, Golden Frieza, and Turles, but realistically, you want to include units like that, at the very least Turles, and that's 40% increase to attack for allies. So it's not like outside of the realm of reality of having support type units like that in a team, because you definitely do run teams like that. So given the circumstances, like, yeah, he'll hit for potentially over 1 million. So definitely a very decent unit overall. I did put in segments right here, where Golden Frieza did attack first, just to give him that further boost of 30% toward attack from the super attack. So, there are sections where I kind of like forced a placement on certain slots for units, but just kind of wanted to provide more optional, representations of the unit, I guess, in a way. All right, so we do have Dokkan mode probably coming up, and it is type advantage, getting some pretty decent support here as well. Let's see how the defense is too. You're looking at a 40% and a 30% defense increase, so 16,000 in damage taken from a super with type advantage. That's definitely pretty good. But let's see how the Dokkan mode is. I'm actually curious because I forgot. I mean, 1.75, 1.76 million is certainly not bad. That's without the criticals too. I mean, it is a Dokkan mode attack, but I think that's an acceptable level of damage, I think. This is a pretty good rotation right here. I like this rotation a lot, especially when I'm playing like the Extreme Z battle events that apply to running extreme agility type team. It's a very fun team to run. Like, for example, the Family Kamehameha event is pretty fun to run this type of team. Alright, but that's pretty much the showcase. So as always, thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed it.